I almost didn't unmute my mic. I'm like, I actually looked at it. I was like, oh, it's red now. Okay, that's not good. It's red. Yeah. Anyway, I was paranoid as hell too. I was like, I can't have it like last week when my mic didn't work, but it worked this week. Big night tonight. NFL kickoff season today. Chiefs at Ravens. Should be a good game. Should be a very good game, actually.
It should be. They were at the AFC Championship, wasn't it last year?
Actually, I take it back. I'm sorry. Did I say Chiefs at Ravens? I meant Ravens at Chiefs.
Ravens at Chiefs, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a little six deck slick.
But we, I mean, it was AFC. I think it was the AFC Championship. They faced off in Baltimore. I think the Chiefs beat them in Baltimore last year to get to the Super Bowl. So it's a big kind of revenge game for the Ravens here. Kickoff's not until 8:40, which is
payback, revenge.
I can't believe it's not. They just put kickoff is on until 8:40. I thought it was 8:20. Damn, 9 o'clock start basically.
Yeah,
late night.
Late night is right, my
Cheers.
Friend. Wait, I'm looking for my beer. There it is. Cheers.
Got a little Oktoberfest free plug.
I'm actually drinking a Corona Premier. Somebody gave it to us as a what's it called? Gift.
Engagement?
No, bridal shower gift.
Oh,
they gave us like a customized tub to hold beers.
Oh, and they put Coronas in there.
They put Coronas in there.
That's cool. We have one of those tubs. They're tough to take care of. I think ours rusted already, so we don't use it.
Really?
Yeah. We had it for like 5 or 6 years though. But they're pretty cool when you have like a party and everyone comes over. You have the beer tubs. It's a cool thing to have.
Yeah, it might be an indoor party type deal.
Yeah,
it might be. It might be because I'll leave it outside. It'll get rusted by next week.
It's true.
I just thought about it. I'm like, those days that you're missing space in your freezer or your fridge, rather.
You know, it was the tub that got us rusted. It was more of the sign.
Oh no, ours is painted on the outside.
Oh, that's good. We had like an insert to the Choice family.
Oh no, this is like painted on the outside.
Ah, so that's a little different. That's nice.
It says like cheers from Meredith and Nick. I think Nick and Meredith sounds better, but whatever, it's cool.
Meredith and Nick.
Big day for me and Meredith today. We got our marriage license.
Yeah, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we just got to sign it in a few weeks. You guys might get some content coming your way with regard to that because obviously only I think there's only space for 2 people to sign as witnesses.
Usually, yeah, I think because you only need 2 in order to
So usually it's the best man and the maid or matron of honor, but because Meredith has both a maid and matron, and I have 2 best men, I've decided that we're just going to have a crazy round robin of events, and then if there's a tie at the end on alternating Sundays, there's going to be a 2-man potato sack race to determine who's going to be the winner. And you guys might get some sick content of TJ and Anthony doing some crazy thing because they are my 2 best men, and they're going to compete to have their names on my marriage license for all time.
Yeah, and that's funny too. If the girls want to get on this, I don't know if she had 2 as well.
Yeah,
we'll do a little tag team. That way, the winner, the winning tag team.
That would be wild. That would be really wild.
They both get the sign, You
know what though? I don't feel like that's a good idea. The only reason I say that is because women get ultra competitive where they can't be friends after.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like men can play a game. Men can flat out punch each other in the face and still be friends after the fact. Women are be like, you cheated and never speak again. And like literally cheated at like Monopoly and never speak again.
Yeah, I think I could compete against TJ and then be okay with losing to him and then just
At the end, you just shake hands and go, gentlemen.
Yeah, and then you also have a fun story to talk about how the time we both competed to sign Nick's marriage license.
And there's pictures. Picture it didn't happen, right?
And there's proof that it happened because his name would be always on the marriage license.
That's factual.
Yeah.
It was actually really quick to get if anybody's getting married in the near future, it was actually really quick to get a marriage license in Staten Island.
It's usually pretty fast. We had to go.
We didn't do the ceremony part, so that was a little, obviously that speeds it up, but it only took about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we went because you're getting married in Staten Island. You're getting
right.
Getting married there with your halls in New Jersey, but we did everything at the hall. So we had to go out to Clifton to get our marriage license. Yeah,
your marriage license says New Jersey. Ugh.
Well, I also live in New Jersey now.
It's disgusting. I try not to think about it.
But yeah, we had to go out there. It literally was. We only had to bring one witness to sign the marriage license. Get the marriage license. I don't know if maybe New Jersey does different.
I gotta double check. I gotta look at that license and see how many signature blocks there are. Because if there's only one, you guys might have to do like a playoff bracket where like you guys, where you guys compete and then you compete against whoever the woman is on the other side.
That's funny. Now I know what we did was in New Jersey, for some reason you have to bring someone with you just to get the application, to do the application for the marriage license. You have to have a witness sign that one. And then you have two witnesses for later on. Because I had I think
weird New Jersey.
What's that?
I said, way to be fucking weird, New Jersey.
Yeah, because we brought Brandy's friend with us to be a witness just to get the application done.
Is she still friends with that girl?
Yeah, it was our friend Michelle.
Oh, okay. You know what I was just thinking, right? It's NFL kickoff just now. I have a hoodie behind me that I just got. And I was just thinking of, I don't know if you remember this, but for whatever reason, Adrian Peterson was in an Assassin's Creed video game, or he was in the ad for an Assassin's Creed video game.
Oh yeah.
In the ad, it's everybody's putting on hoodies and it says like 10,000 kills or something like that. And then it finally gets to Adrian Peterson and he's like, and he puts the hood on and it's like, and I was just like, why is Adrian Peterson in this commercial?
How many kills did he have in the video?
I don't recall. But I remember Adrian Peterson for some reason being in that commercial, and I was just kind of flabbergasted as to why.
For a second, I thought that was an FSU hoodie, and I said, "We go."
Why would you? Why? You don't even care about college football.
It's just funny.
No, it's not fucking funny, dick.
Yeah, 0-2 in week 1.
Shut up.
All because week 0 exists in the college football. It's ridiculous. But anyway,
Adrian Peterson had 1,435 kills.
Huh.
BJ Penn's in that commercial too. So is fucking Derek Rose.
Oh, interesting.
This is a great commercial.
Hold on. Did you hear about the FSU guy who said that?
Yeah. He would eat dog shit. Yeah.
Eat dog shit of a solo cup.
Yeah, he put a list. If we lose any of these games, these are the things that I'm going to do.
Yeah, and
it was for every single game.
And they lost that game. So then the question is, do you think he's eating the dog shit yet?
He already came out and said, I'm not eating dog shit.
But why did he say it then?
I don't fucking know. You and fucking TJ say a lot of fucking crazy things about a lot of things.
I think if TJ said he would eat dog shit if like the Yankees lost.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
He would do it.
He sat there and said things like, if fucking the Rangers win the Stanley Cup, I'll blow Rook. That ain't happening either.
He never said that. He didn't want that.
He says crazy shit all the time. He doesn't do it.
That's not going to happen because the Rangers are going to win the Stanley Cup in a lifetime. I'm convinced.
Wow. Why would you even say some shit like that? You're lucky he's not here.
Because I just feel like it's not destined for us. We saw.
Stop bringing that nasty fucking Mets fucking mentality to this show. You keep that shit where it belongs in Queens.
What about the Jets? He said, I never said that. What the fuck? I told you he never said that.
He says shit like that all the time.
TJ would have definitely eat the dog shit. He was like, I'm gonna eat dog shit if the Yankees lose this game to like the Mets or whatever it was, or like someone like, the Chicago White Sox. He was like, if they lose a series to the White Sox, I'll eat shit. He probably
believes that. No, he would never.
He says a lot of shit on it.
He says a lot of things, but no, that guy already came out and he's like, everybody stop messaging me. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, he should have said it.
You know what? You want to know what the coincidence between them losing the first 2 games of the season are? I didn't watch either game.
There you go. That's the reason why. Look what you did. You ruined their season.
I didn't watch the Ireland game because I got distracted about what week it was. B, I had other things going on that were more important. And C, why the fuck were they playing in Ireland?
They do that now. They have a kickoff game in Ireland every year, I think. One chip challenger. Yeah. He did. We didn't lose though. There's one person who did lose several times that owes us about 3 of those chips.
Yeah.
Wait. Once I did say that I would eat the spicy beef jerky if I lost. And I did. I followed through on that. My mouth was on fire. I had heartburn for at least 24 hours for me eating 2 pieces of jerky.
I do remember the spicy jerky thing. And then the last week I didn't watch because what was I doing Saturday? I was doing something like wedding related on Saturday. And I just couldn't watch the game because I wasn't home. Like to watch, I was out and about living my best life. What the hell did I do this Saturday?
Who's that quarterback though? He was from Clemson, man. That guy sucks.
Who's from Clemson?
He was originally from DJ Ugalal or
whatever. Uigalele. Yeah, no, he's not from Clemson though.
I thought he came.
He might have played at Clemson 4 years ago, but in college
I'm saying he transferred out of Clemson.
No, he didn't. He transferred from another school, not Clemson. He might have transferred from Clemson to another school on the West Coast, but Florida State did not get him from Clemson.
But he was at Clemson at one point.
I mean, Cam fucking what's his face? Cam Newton was at Florida at one point. But when you think of Cam Newton, you don't think of Florida. You think of Auburn.
Well, because he won a national championship there.
Listen, at the end of the day, with the way NIL is built and the fact that these kids can switch schools whenever they feel like it, I don't even like this whole concept of like, oh, he went to that school. These kids went to like 30 schools. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Jermaine Johnson. I really do. I'm a Jets fan. I love Jermaine Johnson. And he can rep FSU all day long. It makes us look great. But that kid went to 4 colleges.
Yeah. I mean, it does happen.
Like I think he went to 3 colleges.
I'll be honest with you, NIL, the transfer portal does make it difficult. Like, I'm not a big college football fan, but I'm a big college basketball fan. It makes it difficult to watch. Like, because you don't like to have like that guy who's there for 4 years to cheer for. Like, it's always, you have a new roster every year. It's crazy.
You know what I think is ridiculous with the whole NIL thing and all that? Oh, here we go. We haven't even started the game yet, and they're already showing Taylor Swift. By the way, folks, I'm pretty sure somebody released a picture of the contract signed by Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce with regard to their relationship.
Yeah, they're gonna break up December 28th, so soon.
Is it really
your wedding day?
September 28th, really?
That's
that would be fucking phenomenal. I would love to get married on the day that they break up. That would make my life.
It's September 28th.
Whatever song she fucking writes about this, like, I will play at my wedding. Like, on my anniversary, I will play that song every year.
But I feel like they're not going to get divorced. Not that they were married. They're not going to break up on that date now because now that's out. You can't break up on that date. You know,
I heard Travis Kelce is actually looking to sue whoever released that.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Because it's true.
Yeah, because it seems like it's true. Like, but look, by the way, this is what everybody was talking about with Taylor Swift. She has no involvement with this game whatsoever. They just camera was just showing her for about a minute. Why? She has no involvement. Show me the other wags. They won't, because they're not important. And you know what? Neither is she. She's the most mid-human being that ever lived. She is popular because she is the average girl that all these girls used to be in high school. She continues to do it for like 18 years beyond high school.
Yeah, I hope TJ chimes in. I know he's a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Listen, here's my deal. Like, it's not that I don't like her. It's just that everybody makes it seem like she's amazing. She has a karaoke voice. She's not that pretty. She has no body whatsoever, and she cannot dance. So, like, I'm trying to figure out exactly where it is where she excels, because she doesn't. She's mid at everything. She's very average at everything.
Yeah, actually, I feel bad saying she dances like a toddler because it's an insult to toddlers everywhere.
You know what? Here's my Whitney Houston. I understood because Whitney Houston sang so freaking amazingly and beautifully. Same thing with Mariah Carey, sang amazingly. Beyonce is beautiful. Madonna was a sex symbol. Madonna can dance too.
I mean, you skipped at Beyonce. You love how everyone sang so great. You're like, Beyonce is beautiful. And then you moved on to the next one. You didn't say how.
Because Beyonce's singing is not that great, and her songwriting doesn't exist. So it's like, but she's beautiful at least, and she can dance. even though she steals her dances from other people. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's
Madonna's a sex symbol, you know.
Yeah, back in the night,
even Christina Aguilera has an amazing voice.
Yeah, she does.
Britney Spears was very attractive before she went crazy.
You know who's a really good voice? Pink. Pink is a great voice too.
Yes, Pink has a phenomenal voice. It's very unique.
Very good.
Even fucking Lady Gaga's got an amazing voice.
Oh yeah, Lady Gaga's very. I'd take any of them. But I'd rather watch any of them.
Here's the deal, though. Or here's the deal. Take Taylor Swift and put her in a competition with any one of those. She doesn't come in at first place on anything.
Besides being overrated.
And they'll sit there and be like, well, she's a songwriter. Dude, listen to the context of her songs. They are not impressive at all. Avril Lavigne's songs are more impressive.
And Taylor Swift, the reason why I know her songs is because my daughter likes her. And that's like what it is. I feel like little girls and teenage girls love it. So that's why she's like so popular.
Because they can see themselves being her. She's not overly attractive. She's not a crazy good dancer. Her talent level isn't so through the roof that it's unattainable. So they're like, that's me. I can do that. It gives you hope for the future. It's like all these marks that love CM Punk because he's a mark that became a pro. And they're like, that could be me. Like, have you ever seen the video of that short dude? I can't remember what he calls himself, but he's like really short. And he goes, fuck this shit, and throws himself through like glass tables and stuff like that. Have you ever seen that?
Nah.
That guy is basically CM Punk if CM Punk never made it to the show.
The biggest Taylor Swift fan is on. Hey, TJ, your favorite girl, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I just got home, got out of the shower. I was listening to the start of the podcast in the shower, so I felt like I was there, but naked. Is that weird?
I like it. I think
it's fine. It's okay.
Were you at work today?
I was at work today. Then I had to go to a wake after work in the ass end of Brooklyn, pretty much Queens, and then
in East New York.
Deep, bro, deep. No, the other way.
The only reason I ask is because I was I passed by your job and didn't see your truck.
My truck's inside my building.
Oh, you parked it inside today?
I always park inside.
Your POV?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Always.
No, every time I've gone there to stop by and see you, your truck has been outside. That's why I randomly entered a sanitation fucking garage completely unannounced and uninvited because I knew you were there.
Nah, Holmes.
Why else would I walk in there just guessing that you're there and hoping?
Yeah, it's my building. I always park my truck in my building.
So hoping some sanitation employee doesn't fucking crack me with a shovel because I trespassed.
Nobody cares. What are you going to steal? Garbage?
Sanitation truck.
Dude, by the way, speaking about sanitation.
I'm on my stops too.
Speaking about sanitation, I was just about to start roasting Governor Murphy over there in Jersey, and he deletes the tweet.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You're going to talk shit and act like Jersey invented pizza. Relax. Jersey's pizza is great. There's plenty of awesome Jersey pizza places. But you're going to talk shit when, like, New York literally pays New Jersey to take our garbage, and then you guys burn it because you don't give a fuck about going green, apparently.
Yeah, even though they say they do.
Yeah. Like that's a fact. New York City sells our garbage to Jersey, and Jersey's like, "Hey, thanks. We need the money.
We'll take it." Here's the best thing about that.
Like it's the Sopranos, but it's the government, so it's legal.
Yeah, the funny thing is about the pizza thing is like literally anytime I like any friend or from like New York that come here, and they're like, I like order pizza from them. Like when they come up, they're like, "Oh, you found a decent pizza place around? Like not a good one." A decent one. Like it's all like they're like, oh, this is enough to be somewhat pizza, like compared to what is, you know. Then they're like, oh, you know what's really good in New York? Like, yeah, New York has 1,000 places in just a city alone, let alone Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens.
Dude, there's different like
pizza
when it comes to New York pizza too. There's different categories. Some people will swear that New York pizza is thin, like ultra thin crust, and other people will say like, no. It's a thicker crust and like a shit ton of mozzarella cheese on it.
Yeah, I think some people do it. The Sicilian, like L&B, does a Sicilian.
You know what I hate? Right. Do you know what I absolutely hate? Anybody who goes New York style pizza. I got to notice, it's like pizza. Everybody in the world, there is no such thing as New York style pizza. There's what we make in New York, which is known as pizza, and then whatever the fuck you animals in the rest of the world are doing, because that ain't pizza. All right, we got pizza, and you got pizza's retarded cousin. That's what you got. Detroit puts fucking American cheese on pizza. What the fuck is wrong with that? And somebody's gonna be like, it's not American. I don't give a fuck. It ain't mozzarella. Take that shit, shine it up real nice, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up your candy ass. What the fuck is that? Fucking Chicago. What are they using that pizza to stay warm in the fucking winter?
Isn't there Detroit style too?
Detroit. I was just saying it has yellow cheese on it.
It's great.
Dude, fired him up, dude.
I had a guy
day one, and Nick is already fired up.
I went to a schoolhouse. I went to a school in fucking Arkansas, in Little Rock, Arkansas. By the way, the airport in Arkansas, called by the locals, is actually named Hillary and Bill Clinton Airport. Right? The locals call it Hillbilly Airport. So I go to the schoolhouse. There's this guy from Kansas there. And every time you mention anything about anything in the world, he goes, you know, it's got a better version of that? Kansas. And I'm talking about pizza with one of the guys one day who's interested in New York because he'd never been before. And he goes, hey, you know where I've been in New York before. You know who's got the best New York style pizza? This little place in Kansas. I was like, and the guy was like 40 something years old. I was probably like 29. I was like, all due respect, shut the fuck up. You just started your concert. First of all, you said New York style pizza. There's no such thing. Second of all, you said the best pizza's in fucking Kansas. Get the fuck. He's like, Pizza Hut's from Kansas. Get the fuck out of here. Why is that relevant? Pizza Hut is from fucking Kansas.
Dude, Pizza Hut.
Last where Pizza Hut's from. Pizza Hut, California Pizza Kitchen, Papa John's and Domino's is fucking the McDonald's of fucking pizza.
Correct. And Pizza Hut now will not touch Pizza Hut what it was when we were kids. When you go to Pizza Hut after a fucking baseball game. Like that was Pizza Hut. Not this like In-N-Out bullshit. Like no, dude. I will throw Elio's pizza in the toaster oven before I will order Domino's or Pizza Hut.
I'll tell you this right now. I'll take a fucking hot school public lunch fucking pizza from New York City over any fucking pizza from any other place in United States that's not fucking New York City. Get the fuck out of here. I won't even eat the pizza from upstate New York. Their water's funky.
Dude, so you know what? Since we're dumping on people already and just cities, let's roll right into football with dumping on the Commanders. Do you see they had to fire that dude?
What did he do?
So he goes out to dinner with the dude from Project Veritas, the guy that got fired, or they broke away from him, even though he was the founder of it. I forget the dude's name. I love his videos, but he amazingly barely wears disguises and tricks these people like having conversations with him, and then gets it all on video. So they're talking to this guy that works for the Commanders. And he's just saying exactly what you would think somebody that likes football and is around the football world says. Like, oh, how are the players in the locker room? Yeah, they're the most homophobic people in the world. Listen, they're probably not homophobic. They're just saying shit that the outside world's not meant to hear in jest because that's what locker room talk is. It's dudes just running their mouth and not meaning what it is.
Listen, as knowing what happens in certain communities where there's some over masculinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine, especially in certain cultures and communities, being gay is not okay. And even the stuff that you say in relation to that, and I will say like, oh, that F word, not the F word is 4 letters. That F word, right? Sometimes it's said and it's not meant like as a slur toward gay people.
Yeah.
They mean it as a slur toward gay people, I promise, okay?
But even so, I think anything that you say in the locker room will be taken in the ultimate. You say something disparaging towards a woman, you're a misogynist when you're goofing around with the guys.
I agree with you. What I'm saying is in their real life, outside of the locker room, they're still that same way.
But even so, I'm sure they are. I'm not going to sit here and say people aren't like that or one way or the other. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, of course, these things are going to come to light, and nobody that's a real like that. If you've been around football, if you've been in the locker room, if you went to high school and you were a dude, everything that was said is like, yeah, nobody's surprised.
Yeah, but that community, the community of people that are in those locker rooms right now, they won't have a gay friend. Like somebody in a locker room makes a joke about a woman they would never say to a woman. And imagine you said it in the locker room and you didn't mean anybody to hear it, but you also thought the same thing and would say it to a woman in the street. Nobody heard it.
I'm not saying that that's the case, but I think at this point, everything's going to be taken.
We're not talking about embellishments like what Trump said. That's an embellishment. He's not actually going to do that. We're talking about like factual feelings about how you feel about certain things, and you just wouldn't say it out loud because you know you'll get hated on for it. But what was the other thing that he said was the
You're talking about Jerry Jones.
Roger Goodell's like the biggest, the highest paid puppet or something like that.
Yeah, he called him the $1 million puppet, and
I believe that.
Yeah, same here, 100%. What, dude? You don't get kept around by the same group of billionaires to make hundreds of millions of dollars if you're not doing exactly what you're told.
Yeah, I mean, he's making money for them too because he's done a lot with the league and like he's trying to expand and stuff. But he's definitely 100% like never going to go against the owners.
And he called Jerry Jones. He called Jerry Jones racist.
Yes, that. Yeah, I mean, no way.
Next thing you know, John Mara. He's going to say John Mara doesn't want a black guy quarterback in the Giants. Look at my shocked face.
I just found out that John Rocker does not like New York City.
Is John Mara gay? Wait, I'm not gay. I'm sorry. Is John Mara dead? Dead, isn't he?
What?
John Mara's dead, isn't he?
No, John Mara's the owner. Wellington Mara is the one that died.
Wellington Mara died. My bad. I knew one of those Maras died.
He's the original. He's the one from the 1920s. He's the one who started.
Kate's the only good one.
He's the one named Wellington.
He's the one who's on every ball. Did the Duke? He's the Duke. Is that him?
Oh shit!
Crazy.
All right, boys, I'm gonna run inside because I didn't even eat yet. I just wanted to jump in and say what's up.
I had Cuban sandwiches.
What happened?
I had 2 Cuban sandwiches.
Oh, nice. I'd love half a Cuban sandwich right now.
I don't know.
I still got some left over. Come on over.
Isn't that weird? They delayed the game because of the rain in Kansas City.
Did they?
Yeah, that's why it's at 8:40. It's supposed to be 8:20.
Oh yeah.
Or what? Taylor Swift's there. She didn't want to get rained on.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All I know is I was very surprised. Before I go, I just want to say I was very surprised to hear me and your lawyer, Nick, say after he just said there's a contract that's out there, say I don't think it's going to happen on the 28th. It's fucking binding, isn't it?
Oh, shit. That's actually right. You're true. Yeah, you know,
so I was going to bring that up. By the way, I was going to bring that up. There's an episode.
Enjoy, boys. Later.
We'll see you. So I was going to bring that up.
That was a good.
There's an episode of The Office. There's an episode of The Office where Dwight and Angela have a contract that they're going to have sex 5 times or something like that, and they take it to arbitration to find out that if it's binding or not. And they were like, "I can't contractually make you have sex with somebody.
Yeah,
like I can't do that." So the question then becomes, can somebody actually enforce this, that we're going to get separated from our fake fucking relationship on a certain day?
I don't think it was a contract. It was the publicity team. That's why. I don't think it was a contract. It was a publicity team getting out in front of. They wrote something like, "Oh, you know, like this is the plan. You're going to break up. Like this is the publicity plan for the past year. You guys are going to break up on September 28, 2024. It's part of our, PR team. This is the whole thing we planned." So I don't think it was actually a contract signed by them. At least I don't think anyway. They didn't show a contract. It was more of just a report, basically,
Yeah, the documents were allegedly titled "Comprehensive Media Plan."
Yeah, it's a media. That's what it was. Media plan
for Travis Kelce relations following breakup with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, which I do get why he would have that, because it's 100% a real thing that they probably would do to try to mitigate any damage that would happen to his name afterwards. Taylor Swift, all the Swifties would be pissed off. He dumped her, but to have the date in there that they were going to break up on this date is kind of wild.
And now everybody's like, his media relations people are like, it's false, and I'm going to sue people for letting it out.
Yeah, but if it's false, then who cares they released it? What are you suing for?
What a sham of a relationship.
If it's false, if they leak something that's true, that's something you would maybe do. But maybe
at least Tony Romo's ex-wife was hot. Jessica Simpson may not have been the brightest bulb in the fucking bunch, but at least she was sexy back then.
Back then, yeah.
Taylor Swift,
but they got married?
No, they did not get married. They did.
But yeah, they were dating for a while. I remember they used to show her every now and then during the Cowboys game. Not as much as Taylor Swift gets.
Every so often they show a quick like flash of her, like at the beginning of a game, like she's here. Like when Jeter was dating his flavor of the month, they'd show her for 5 seconds. She's at the game.
Oh, when A-Rod
was dating Tori Wilson.
Oh yeah, and A-Rod dated Kate Hudson during the 2009.
But they didn't spend 3 fucking minutes a game talking about her.
No.
They were just like, Kate Hudson's at the game, pan back to the left. They'd show more time showing Chris Rock and fucking Spike Lee than Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson must have been magical because A-Rod was awesome that year. Then they broke up.
Nothing to do with the steroids.
Well, he was. You don't know if he used in 2009.
Pretty sure we do know that he used in 2009.
Let's
talk about it. Yeah.
2 big reasons why they showed Jessica Simpson.
Her left and her right. Let's talk about that. We've talked about the non-sports related business for long enough. We can talk about some sports related business. Yankees are in a slide.
Sports related.
It was. I like to stay sports adjacent no matter what we do. The Yankees are 15-15 over the last 30 games. Not that it's a huge deal, but Judge hasn't hit a home run in 9 games. They dropped the last 3 series to 2 teams with losing records. And then yesterday. Well, I know for the last 9 games they lost those teams to teams with losing records.
The Cards, the Rangers, and
the Nationals.
The Nationals. Yeah.
Yes. All that not good. At the same time, you see somebody like Alex Verdugo yesterday walking to first base after grounding out to second base, and here's my large issue with the entire thing. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I did not want him on the Yankees because I knew he was this guy. This is why he's not on the Red Sox. The man has no effort. You ever see White Man Can't Jump?
Yeah.
There's a scene in that movie where Billy Hope, who's played by Woody Harrelson, tells Wesley Snipes' character, I can't remember his name right now. It's escaping me. I feel like he had a woman's first name. Like his first name was Jamie or something like that. It was like,
oh, you talking about the original? I only watched the one with that guy, Jack.
You're fucking lying right now.
I've never seen.
Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. That's not even funny. That's just not even. That's not even like remotely.
I've never seen that.
Comical. I forgot they even made a fucking redo of that.
They made a remake.
That's disgusting. Wesley Snipes' character's name is Sidney Dean.
Sydney, yeah.
And Billy tells Sidney, your problem is you'd rather lose and look good than win and look bad. Mm-hmm. And that is a fact with a lot of these players. And you see it a lot in football, you see it a lot in basketball, and you're starting to see it now in baseball, where I feel like these guys feel like if they ground out, right, and it's a giveaway, right? Like you ground out to second base 9 times out of 10, you're out. Right? Or 99 times out of 100, you're out. And I think they feel like if they don't run, then they don't look like they tried. And in their mind, they're like, well, I didn't even try to run. That's why you got me out. Not because I suck. Alex Verdugo, I got news for you, pal. You weren't out on that play because of your lack of effort. It was because you suck. Okay? Your lack of effort just compounds the fact that you suck. You already got kicked off one major league team because you have 0 effort on plays like that. And if Aaron Boone had any balls whatsoever, which he does not, he's a little pussy ass bitch, he would have fucking benched your ass immediately because he did it to Glaber. And for whatever reason, Glaber didn't hustle. Glaber got in trouble. Glaber got benched. Verdugo does the same shit. Not the first time, not the second time, not the third time. This is probably the 30th time this year. He's done the same exact fucking thing. Mm-hmm. Something that he's already gotten kicked off of one major league team for doing. This is who he is as a player. And what do you say at the end of the game? Oh, he's a little banged up. So he's picking and choosing when he runs. Reporters go to Verdugo after the game. We heard you're a little banged up. No, I feel great.
Yep.
Aaron Boone's a fucking loser. And if the Yankees win anything, it's not because of him. It's in spite of him. Uh-huh. And then today, some fucking jabroni on Twitter going, The Yankees need to fire this guy and hire Jorge Posada. Another fucking guy who has zero managerial experience whatsoever. His qualifying fucking ability to be manager of the most fucking storied franchise in the history of American sports is, well, he used to play here. So fucking what? That's why you got the last two guys. The only reason you hired the last two guys is because they previously played for the team, and they both fucking sucked. And I know somebody's going to go, but you already won a World Series. Go watch that playoff series again. Go watch the ALDS, the ALCS, the fucking World Series, and watch the moves that fucking moron made. They won despite him on the back of fucking Alex Rodriguez and Hideki Matsui. There's not one move that Girardi makes that's competent in that entire fucking 20-game playoff.
I do agree with that, but Girardi at least had experience prior to that. He was the Marlins. He wasn't manager. They were the Marlins. He was fired, and the same thing. So at least Girardi had the experience. Did he coach the Cubs? I think he was the coach. The Cubs.
He was a bench coach at one point, and then he became a manager.
He head coach of the Marlins. He got fired after 1 year, and then he went to the Yankees.
He was the manager of the Marlins, and they had to play a lot of small ball because the Marlins couldn't score a fucking run to save their lives. And then he came to the Yankees and had the 3-hole batter laying down bunts. Fucking genius. Matter of fact, I think we made the playoffs for like fucking 15 years straight.
And then he came.
And then he became a manager, and we missed the playoffs for the first time in like 15 years.
We missed the playoffs now last season in the old Yankee Stadium because he was the manager.
Yep.
And then they won 2009. Great. But then when was the last time they won? He got close once again in 2017, but that was I would say that was
why did they lose?
2017?
Because there was a hit by pitch that was called or something like that. I forget. The ball hit somebody's bat.
Oh, that was in the ALDS.
ALCS. That was in the ALCS. I'm pretty sure it was in the ALCS.
No, I remember we watched that game. We were in Funky Elephant. It was the ALDS against Cleveland, where the bat hit his hand. I think he
didn't challenge.
Yeah, no, the bat. Sorry, it was against the Cleveland guy. He was batting. Cleveland was batting. It hit the nub of the bat, which is technically a foul ball, a strike.
Right.
And he didn't challenge it. And it's clear as day that he hit it. And then who was it? Sanchez at the time was the catcher, and Sanchez called him, was like, challenge it. And he didn't do it. And that's once again, granted, they did lose that game, but they ended up winning the series. Obviously, they went to the ALCS, but that was against Cleveland ALDS. But still a dumb move by him not to challenge that. And that's exactly what he does. He made terrible, terrible choices all the time.
Yeah, he wasn't a good manager either. I didn't feel like he was at all a good manager. And
10 years too.
And he only got that job because he previously played for the Yankees. And that's the only reason they hired fucking Boone, because he hit a lucky home run against a flat knuckleball 20 years ago in a fucking year that they lost.
Mm-hmm.
If Boone wasn't manager of the New York Yankees right now, he'd be on ESPN imitating better hitters' fucking batting stances.
He still would be. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
There would be no team that's like, yeah, let's hire that guy. And somebody will sit there and go, well, he's got the best record of fucking any manager ever, but in the first fucking 7 years. Go look at the fucking team that he has.
Yeah, look at the roster that he has.
Go look at the roster. Look at their fucking payroll.
Where was he last year? Not last year, 2022. Well, last year too. The team fell apart and collapsed. Then you had the same thing in 2022. They were very good at the beginning. They collapsed just like this year.
It's the same bad song.
They made the ALCS and they got swept. Where was his? What was he doing to fire up that team? The fact they were flat. There's
no accountability at all. There's none.
There isn't.
You do things. When I say accountability, I don't mean you lose and you sit in front of the reporters and fucking tell the reporters, yeah, I didn't have my stuff today. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Yeah. Where's the fucking manager going? Why don't you fucking show up early and work on your ground balls if you can't catch a fucking ground ball? Where's the manager saying, oh, you don't know how to lay down a fucking bunt? I guess we're going to bunt for 3 hours before the game today. Where's the manager going, you guys haven't made contact in 6 weeks. Batting practice, mandatory, everybody. We're going to be here for 2 fucking hours. Oh, you missed the cutoff? Where's the manager saying you're going to be hitting the cutoff for the next 3 days straight and not doing anything else because you can't hit a fucking cutoff, man?
I don't think too.
You can't catch a ground ball. When was the last time anybody saw these jabronis fucking do infield, outfield? Because they don't know how to play defense.
I was going to say the thing with Verdugo too is when he's saying like, this is the thing I always hate because he always makes that excuse someone's either banged up or someone can't run because they're a little hurt. We don't want them to get hurt. if he's banged up, why the hell is he in the lineup, man? He hasn't produced anything. If he's hurt, then he should be benched. And
put Grisham in there. Put Grisham in there.
Even Grisham, I don't even take him at this point. He did a grand slam the other day. He has more contact and more RBIs than Verdugo probably has in like 3 weeks. And Verdugo plays
you want to see this fucking stupidity that I saw today? For some reason, some jabroni decided to post Judge is playing his secondary position in center field. That's not true. Judge played center field until he got to Major League Baseball. Then they moved him to right.
Right.
Jazz is playing his.
Who was the center field? It was 2017. Who was
Brett Gardner?
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, that fucking bum. Jazz is playing his tertiary position at third base, which means absolutely nothing considering he's a second baseman. Him playing center field in the first place was wrong.
Yeah, him going to the outfield was worse.
DJ LeMahieu is playing his tertiary position at first base and third base. DJ LeMahieu was a shortstop that had to move to second base because he couldn't play second base because Troy Tulowitzki was on his team. So he was drafted by the Cubs as a shortstop. And then when he got traded to the Rockies, they're like, you're playing second base because you're not playing shortstop for the Rockies. We have Troy Tulowitzki.
Yeah.
Soto moved from left field to right field as if it's a fucking move. He went from playing a more difficult position to playing an easier position. Good job. A fucking stretch there.
And
Rice was
left field is like playing. Yankee Stadium's left field's huge. It's like playing center field. So you want to get him out there to play.
Rice was moved from catcher to first base, right? Rice doesn't hit well enough to be a catcher, and the Yankees drafted like 6 catchers in the first round over the course of the last 8 years. And it was like really ridiculous.
And there's been plenty of catchers that actually start playing first base or even outfield that are pretty successful. And I think one of them name is Bryce Harper.
Fucking Mike Piazza did the exact opposite. He went from playing first base to playing catcher because he didn't hit good enough to play first base.
Yeah.
And then he goes, Glaber is only a second baseman after a shortstop failed. What the fuck does that even have to do with anything that's been going on this week? That's one of those people that just hates Glaber because Glaber has an accent and is brown. So he just shits on Gleyber Torres all day long. Because again, Alex Verdugo did the same shit yesterday, but I guess he doesn't realize because Verdugo's last name ends in a vowel instead of an EZ or an ES. Verdugo's Mexican. Like, I'm sure if I told that guy that Verdugo is Mexican, he'd be like, oh, fuck that brown guy too. He's lazy. He's a lazy spick, see?
Listen,
because everybody screams out of their shoes about how Glaber's lazy and he's a piece of shit all fucking day long. Nobody says a word about Verdugo.
And Glaber has actually been really productive, like one of the best leadoff hitters.
Batting 330 over the last month and a half.
And he's been playing leadoff. And like he's been one setting the table basically for like Soto and Judge and stuff when they
and Glaber does like Glaber is a small fucking, you know. Oh, the ball went under his glove. Yes, and you're right. And then meanwhile, DJ just totally drops a fucking ball literally in front of him. And you're like, yeah, but Glaber should have called that ball. Oh, but fuck DJ. Isn't DJ a gold glover? I'm pretty sure DJ won a gold glove at second base at some point.
Yeah, he did.
So he moves to first base, which is an easier position, and he can't catch a fucking ball. And then Boone goes, he lost it in the lights. Get the fuck out of here.
I love that there's always an excuse. Yankees Twitter is a wild place. Some of them just don't know what the fuck they're saying.
I swear they see somebody who can't speak English and they lose their fucking mind about it. They really do. If somebody has like a hard time speaking English, they're like, how dare you fucking brown person? How dare this Asian person not speak my language?
Yeah, there's always someone like that who's like, why don't they know English yet? They've been here for 5 years. So Glaber's been here for how long? It's like he doesn't have to just like learn your language because he lives here.
You know what the crazy part about it was? They used to get pissed off about Sanchez and Tanaka.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, why don't they speak English? They're making American dollars. Ah! Meanwhile, there'd be a mound visit. Nobody else shows up. Sanchez walks to the mound, talks to Tanaka.
Straight on.
And I guess these fucking morons don't realize that they both speak English, right? Yep. Because I'm pretty sure Sanchez don't speak Japanese and Tanaka don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Somehow they're having a conversation right now without the translator. You know why? What happened with the Mets pitcher earlier this year? That's why they use translators. That's why they use translators.
And they know English enough to talk to each other. And they know no one's going to judge them for getting it wrong. But if they speak English to the media is not going to judge them for saying something wrong. But then they're going to make them seem like they said something stupid or worse. Like,
and then the fans are going to destroy them too. The fans are going to destroy them.
He said, I'm the worst player on the team. And it came out as I'm on the worst team.
Yeah.
And they asked him, "Could you clarify? You said you're on the worst team," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the worst." Like, and then just the whole lost in translation. Next thing you know, Jorge Lopez is getting DFA'd by the Mets because they think he said something to the media said that he said, but he didn't. And the poor guy is just trying to speak English because he's trying to make the fans happy. So.
Yeah, absolutely. But the amount of outrage over Gleyber Torres when other people are doing equally as bad or worse, Clay Holmes got to go. Clay Holmes has got to go. Clay Holmes blows a save, and they're like, "Yeah, but Gleyber should have made that catch." Are you fucking kidding me,
dude?
Are you kidding me right now?
The grand slam one, he got the first out. He gave the hit. Fine, you get a hit. Walk the next two guys, and then gives up a grand slam. That's who you blame for that? The only person to blame for that is him. He's the one who's drawing the balls. You're gonna start playing with the umpire,
and you saw that discourse I had with that guy talking about, it's not like these are all the same. You're right. He finds new and interesting ways to blow the fucking game. I don't care if he loses the game with a home run or a fucking ground ball or a fucking line drive or a pop flare. I couldn't give a fuck less. That's fucking Boone talk. Oh, he's great. He's just really unlucky. Yeah, so are the fucking Mets. They're really fucking great. They're just really unlucky. Get the fuck out of here. You know what that says? When you sit there and say, "I'm unlucky," then you're losing all accountability for your failure. You're sitting there saying that there's nothing that you could have done to change the outcome because it was all based on fucking luck and chance.
Yeah, basically.
And it's bullshit.
Oh, flag already.
But the Mets are on fire right now. Let's talk about that. I think they won the last 7 straight.
Yeah, Mets are playing really well. But I want to say about the Boone thing. Sorry to go back, but my point was that he always says, we had soft contact. He pitched really well. He had soft contact. There's always an excuse for everyone failing on this team, and someone needs to step up and make accountability. But yeah, the Mets have been great. The Mets have been what they want. You said right, 7 in a row. Lindor has actually been very good.
Lindor is making a great case for MVP. And a lot of people are sitting there going, you know what? If it comes down to him and fucking Ohtani, should be him. He's playing shortstop every day. Ohtani's at the DH, and I agree.
I love that someone wrote Ohtani sits on his iPad watching Coco Melon while Lindor is doing this in the field, and he's like, it's an incredible play by Lindor. I mean, the guy's playing out of his mind right now, but it's just funny hearing the Coco Melon reference. If you're,
I will say this though,
nephews or kids, that your kid, they're always on the iPad watching Coco Melon. So
I will say this though, Coco Melon looks like fucking Charlie Brown.
Yeah, a little bit. He has a little curl.
And the other thing is that I do have an issue with naming an MVP for a team that doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that would be.
If the Mets don't make the playoffs, I'm sorry, Mets fans, he's not the MVP because the value, him being MVP, right? We're talking about value, right? How much is $1 million worth? Well, it depends. Do you have $1 billion? Because if you have $1 billion, $1 million isn't much.
No.
If you only have $10, $1 million is more money than you've ever seen in your life.
Yep.
And if you don't make the playoffs, you're $1 billion in debt, and you just made $1 million with an MVP player. So you still suck dicks and balls. Good for you, I guess. I mean, but your team didn't make the playoffs. Like, there's no value to we would have finished far worse. Doesn't matter. You didn't finish. Yeah. It's like that scene in Ocean's 12 or 13 when he's just like, well, I owe $75,000, so it might as well be 500,000. He goes, well, then here's 500,000. Like, you're right. Like, if you're not making the playoffs, then having the MVP means nothing. Well, we would have lost more games. Well, whether you win or lose more games is irrelevant. You didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. And
if you make the playoffs, however, then he is the linchpin that makes that difference.
And the funny thing is too, Pete Alonso's having just a terrible year. You would think the Mets, the fact the Mets are doing really well despite someone like him probably not having a great year. The funny thing is our friend Chris, big Met fan, hates Pete Alonso, hates him with a passion. He said the other day, I think they were winning the game. Pete Alonso struck out and he snapped the bat over his leg.
I saw that.
And he's like, that's so stupid. We're winning the game. Like, just because you didn't do well, you struck out there, but your team's still winning. Like, he gets sick of Pete Alonso. I
understand the frustration. I understand the frustration with striking out in that instance right there. I really do, especially if you've been going through a rough patch.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking your bat over your leg, I don't give a fuck how strong you are. You can hurt yourself badly, very badly. It brings me to a thought of I remember the Detroit Lions a few years ago. One of their DBs, I want to say he got an interception or a pass breakup or something like that. And he runs like the play's over and he takes 3 steps like forward, like very quickly. And then he like stretches his body straight up, like, yeah. And he stands up and he pulled a muscle like in his back. And you just see him like straighten his body up, like standing at attention, but very violently. And you just see him like his eyes open up and he just keels over and he like pinched a nerve in his spine doing that and was out for like the next 3 weeks. And you're like, what the hell just happened? It's like Kendrick Morales broke his leg jumping on home plate.
Yeah.
It's just unnecessary. Just don't do it. You're going to hurt.
One of the Gramatica brothers, right? In the Martin or Bill.
Yes.
Gramatica?
Yeah, it was I want to say it was Martin Gramatica.
Ooh, that
I'm pretty sure it was Martin. Like jumped up and down after kicking a game-winning field goal and broke his leg.
Because they always did it. It was like I guess that soccer,
like
their soccer background. They always felt like they wanted to like almost as if they scored a goal, so they would always have
pull their shirt off and fucking
not that far, but they would do a big jump, fist pump, and then one of them got hurt. Yeah.
But I would advise Pete Alonso, do not do that, my friend. You're going to hurt yourself. A bat is not meant to be broken like that. We went to the factory. They don't make them to break.
Yeah, they do not make.
They do not make them to break. So, but we drive on. I think I just like real quick. Let's talk about this for 5 seconds. Hockey's coming back soon. Jacob Truver skates out on the ice. What do you do?
Booing. Okay.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't put my own. You know what? The only thing I would with a team collectively. I don't even think I would do that actually, honestly. But I'm not
booing because we know that there was a trade in place, and he added the team to not go back there.
I honestly I've lost a lot of respect for Jacob Truba, but more so than ever. If he has a C on his chest, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Because you can't be the team captain that they already tried to get rid of you, and then you decided to hurt the team by forcing yourself to stay there.
Yep.
And I understand the players might love him. They really do. I would not be shocked. But if you're going to have diminishing minutes and the team is like, yeah, we're stuck with this fucking guy now. Mm-hmm. I can't see the guy. I just don't see it. Don't have a fucking captain at all if it's going to be that guy.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say was congratulations to Mark Stahl on his retirement. And then as soon as he announced his retirement, he quickly moved on to the Rangers player. What is it? Player? I can't think of the name. Player development. I can't think of the word. But congratulations to him. He gets a retirement. He gets a brand new job. And then obviously talk about just around the hockey world because obviously there's big tragedy last week was shocking. To pick up that news with Johnny Gaudreau and his brother passing away. Terrible. Drunk driver. They were cycling. Day before their sister's wedding, which is even worse.
The whole thing was awful.
So sad. Yeah, that was shocking. Terrible story. But rest in peace, family. Rest in peace to them. Thoughts and prayers to the family. And then not even that, the Oilers, class act by them. They signed an extension last week with Leon Draisaitl, 8-year extension, and it was done last week. But once the news of Johnny Gaudreau coming out, they held the news and waited till this week to announce it to let everyone, not to take that news away from everyone, just let everyone deal with the tragedy in their own way. And then this week they were able to announce it. So hockey is one of those things. I always felt like hockey's always whatever, out of all the sports, they're always the most respectful to each other. And obviously it's something different because someone did pass away, but there's always that hockey respect between everyone. You fight each other on the ice, but there's always just a level of respect.
We mentioned that, right? Men can fight and shake hands after, and that's okay.
Yeah. And then the cool thing was everyone was putting out their hockey sticks that night when the news broke. So that was cool. My friend of mine, he played hockey in New Jersey. So he saw Johnny Gaudreau when he first was playing back when he was 16 years old. And he was you could tell how good of a hockey player he was going to be just from, as early as 16 years old, that he was going to be great. So he had his sticks out with his boys, his 2 sons. They all put their sticks out. So this is a really shame story, tragic story. Thoughts and prayers to everyone, and rest in peace to the Gaudreau brothers.
Yeah. Go Big Blue. Go Big Blue. So I know very little.
I'm making one for us because that I can't deal with that anymore.
I love it. Saquon Barkley. He's gonna be running the ball in fucking Brazil tomorrow, and yeah, nobody ever cheers that ever. But I'm gonna talk very briefly about the Jets. Hassan Reddick. A lot of people concerned about him. Look, he's not on the team right now. He's not. He hasn't reported. No. Has no intention to report. He's not, as far as I'm concerned, he is not a Jet. He's not there. I have as much participation on the Jets as he does this year. So people are freaking out about it. Fuck him. If he never plays for this team and ruins his career, I'm okay with that. I have a strong fucking sense of comfort with the Jets defense. I am not worried about the Jets defense. I'm worried about the safety and security of Aaron Rodgers. That's all I'm concerned about. Everything else, the Jets defense is going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, he trained for him was just like a little cherry on top of an already great, something great, and I mean, people are talking about, Joe Douglas probably should have made the trade if he didn't think they were able to get him to play without a deal. But at this point, I think you said it on Twitter, like he has a valid contract. He should be playing. What is Joe Douglas supposed to do? That's
what pisses me off about football players is because they have no honor at all. They sign contracts, they sign deals, and they're sitting there going like, oh, I want a new deal. And then some jackass will sit there and be like, what about the owners? They just fire them and then they don't have to pay them. That's what your contract says. There's never been an instance in the history of the NFL where an owner did not live up to the terms of a contract. So the player is the dumb motherfucker that signed a contract that didn't have guarantees. And then you're mad at the owner for exercising his rights in the contract. Like the owner is the bad guy for exercising his rights in the contract. By the way, nowhere in the contract does it say that the player is allowed to hold out. And that's why this jabroni is getting fucking fined every day.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, too, with the contracts, too, like, they could, there's a reason, like, you can't, if you were to just cut them outright and not honor the contract, do you know what happens? They still get paid. So, like, an owner, but they get cut.
They get paid if they get cut. They don't get paid the full terms of the contract because all the terms are not guaranteed, and that's the game. That's it.
I know, and that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, but like people say that you can't just fire them anytime. Well, they can. They'll pay them. Like happens in baseball all the time. They'll cut a player and be like, we'll just eat the money on the contract. Like that's what everyone wants the Yankees to do. Everyone wants them to cut to DJ LeMahieu because he's just a waste of his paycheck. He's not doing anything. Absolutely. But yeah, Joe Douglas probably talked to the Eagles and were like, is this guy going to play if we trade
him? From what I understand, the Jets had a deal in place and then they wanted to sap him out of more money. And ultimately he was Joe Douglas's plan was like, listen, show up to the building, start working, and then we'll work on a deal. And the guy never showed up. Yeah. He decided like, I'm not going to work unless I have a deal. And they were like, no, that's not how we do things here. You're going to work and then we'll talk about a deal. Congratulations to Michael Carter II on his extension, a guy that shows up to work.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like when you think about the Eagles, they couldn't work with him either. So they're like, all right, we're going to get rid of this guy. He's a problem, right? They gave him to the Jets and he hasn't done anything for the New York Jets and to be like, oh, we'll give you an extension right now. He hasn't done anything. And I'm saying that as if, the New York Giants didn't just do that for Brian Burns. Who knows what Brian Burns would have done, but they gave him an extension once they traded for him. I mean, I don't think
Brian Burns is also not 29 years old going on 30.
Yeah, that too. So, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, the Jets were probably telling him, listen, show up. Like you said, show up, do your job. Let's see what you could do. And maybe we'll talk an extension or we'll give you. It wasn't
even that. It was just get in the building and start working. Not play the whole season on this deal. Get in the building, get to work. While you're working, we'll give you a contract and maybe sweeten the pot. And he was like, I'm not showing up until I get a new deal. Stay the fuck home then. I'm not worried about him until he decides to put a fucking uniform on and a helmet on. Then we'll talk about him being on this team. As far as I'm concerned, he's not a New York Jet. If this guy ends his career in poverty, I couldn't give a fuck less. Let him be on the corner fucking, you know why? Because we're really talking semantics here. As if these people weren't already millionaires. And people will sit there and be like, well, the owners are billionaires. You're right. And there's also a salary cap. And I'm not going to sacrifice the next 10 years of my fucking franchise. Not that the last 10 years have been good. just for a guy who hasn't even played a single fucking snap here yet. Because I got 4 guys that are homegrown guys that deserve deals before he ever deserves one. Meanwhile, the captain of our defense just took a pay cut to build a better fucking team. That's a leader. That's a guy I want on my team. Not this fucking crybaby bitch who's been on, 3 teams already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's because nobody fucking really cares about him that much.
Yeah.
But the New York Giants, right?
New York Giants and the New York Giants.
Listen, anything could happen, man. They're in a division with the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the fucking Commanders. Anything could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sunday against the Vikings. I think they're home underdogs, but I don't know. The Vikings are playing Sam. Obviously with what's his name out, JJ McCarthy. That Sam Darnold's starting. I mean, anything could happen.
I like Sam.
I mean, yeah, I think it happened. I mean, he has good receivers around him. He has Jordan Addison. He has Justin Jefferson. But I mean, I think it happened. You never know. The Giants secondary is a problem. So I mean, I get why they're home underdogs. But I'm going to stay somewhat positive.
I'm just hoping again for the health of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's what matters. I mean, I just want a good season. If it's Listen, I'm not expecting them to win the Super Bowl this year, but I don't want to be in, let's say, mid-October, 1-5, 1-6, and be like, this season's already done, and I can't enjoy my Sundays anymore. I want to.
Here's my deal. As a Jets fan, I just want to watch 4 quarters of football. Because the last few years, I've just been turning it off after the first because it's been so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Also, you want to make sure you watch more than 4 snaps by Aaron Rodgers.
And I'm not a fair weather fan. It's just that I get so aggravated watching that as an adult, I've decided just to not throw a fit anymore. And just when I see things I don't like, I just turn it off now. To torture myself.
We're maturing as sports fans as we do get older. Instead of being irrationally mad and everything, the rest of the day. I mean, the other day I was watching Yankee game. They were down 7-2, and then it was. They tied it at 7-7. I was like, all right, let me put it back on then, see if they can pull this one out. And they started losing again, 12-7. I was like, all right, I'm gonna shut this back off again. And that's not a superstitious thing. I put it on. Don't blame me for them losing that game. Yankees aren't as great as everyone thinks they are. So it is what it is. If you're not gonna want to get upset about it, shut it off, move on. There's more important things in life. So right now for the Giants, I just want to have a decent season to maybe at least get to December and be happy with them. That's my goal.
That is not a horse collar tackle. Anyway,
the personal foul just happened. Yeah.
Go. By the way, that's all we got for you this week. We'll catch you again next week, and we'll have a bunch to talk about the Jets and the Giants after week 1. Go Ravens.
This was my whiskey of the week, just everyone knows. Eagle Rare.
We ran out of time. A lot of side chatter.
Too much going on.
I was drinking that. I was drinking that.
What is that? Oh, cool. Yeah. We're saying imagery division. Look at that. Little bourbon?
Yeah, a little bourbon action. But we'll talk to you again next week. Love, peace, and chicken grease.